I'm making this video probably 95% for selfish reasons. Let me explain. So I just bought a new camera. This is the DJI Osmo Action 5. And I kind of have been wanting to try a new camera for a while. Every video you've seen of mine until this one, and maybe after this one, has been shot on an iPhone. Generally, I'll use like my old iPhone for my camera and my new phone, in this case an iPhone 14 Pro Max, whatever, as my phone. Sometimes I'll use both, just depending if I need two cameras or whatever. But when I'm out in the field like this, hiking through the woods, the battery life on my old iPhone starts to suck. And the camera's not very good. I love the iPhone cameras, especially on my 14 Pro Max, and I can only imagine on the newer iPhones, they're just fantastic. They've got 3 lenses, so you can go wide, you can zoom. I think it's up to like 3 or 5 times zoom, something like that. Where these action cameras, you kind of just have this wide angle lens. There's a couple different ways to configure it, but for the most part, it's a wide angle lens, which I don't know if I'm a huge fan of. But it was on sale for like the spring Amazon thing. So I got the camera, came with a charging battery thing and 3 batteries and like a selfie stick and stuff. It was all that was like $400. And then I bought a 1 terabyte SD card, that was $60. That was on sale. I had to get a 3.5 millimeter to USB-C for the audio to get my wireless receiver into the camera. But I also bought a new lav mic. Not new, but I mean, it's new, but I've used these before. This is the Rode lav mic that I'm using. And this will be the 3rd one I've had now. And I have a 100% failure rate with these Rode mics. The wires right where it plugs in will eventually break. But this was on sale. They're usually $100. This was $50, and I'm like, I like the audio quality of these Rode mics better. Previously, I was using a mic from PowerDewise, just the lav, and it was a pretty good mic. It was a little hot, but the cord on it was like 6 feet long, just ridiculously long. This cord is 4 feet, which I think is absolutely perfect. DJI also makes a lav mic, which I recently bought and tried it out. And after about a minute of using it, I absolutely hated it, so I returned it. And that's why I'm using this Rode now, but I do expect this Rode mic to fail. So I'm curious, I don't know anything about cameras. I'm not a camera guy, which is why I've been so keen on just filming with iPhone, because everything just adjusts automatically. It's just point and shoot. It's idiot proof, something perfect for a guy like me. So I've got these settings on auto. So I'm curious to see, I'm also shooting in 4K 60 frames a second, which all my other videos are 1080p 60. So this does record in H.265, I believe. So they're a little bit smaller files in terms of compression, but I've kind of been toying with the idea of starting to film in 4K, but the file sizes are just so freaking big. So that's really the main reason I've been shooting in 1080. But I just got this camera. I mean, I've had this camera for, I don't know, a week or so, but this is the first chance I've had to get out and use it, other than just farting around at home with it. So I want to see, like, how does the color work? I don't get into color grading, even though I use arguably the best editing software in the world for color grading, DaVinci Resolve Studio. I don't really want to mess with that. So, my concern is how does it do in the shadow, in the sun? How well does it automatically adjust? Because the iPhone does it perfectly. Where am I going? I've never been on this trail. I have no idea where I'm going. So the goal is to find a place to operate with. I got my 891 man pack with me. So, where was I? 4K, color. Yeah, it just doesn't look as good. So I can easily go into DaVinci Resolve and make the colors whatever I want. I don't know if I'm really trying to get into color grading for YouTube videos, but I'm about $600 into this camera now. So I don't know, maybe that's the next thing I'll start learning in the editing process. But for now, let's go for a hike. And we'll get you all of the obligatory shots that you'll see from an adventure camera YouTuber. And then you just turn the camera around and you get this cool walking away shot. But then you got to come back and get the camera again. And I forgot to mention, I also bought like a cage for this camera from a company called Small Rig. That was like 35 bucks. So yeah, this is a lot of money to not use my iPhone, but I don't know, maybe it's time we go down this journey. I don't know if the action camera is right, but years ago I started looking into like DSLR cameras, and I'm like, they're so big. You gotta have all the batteries for it. This battery life is supposed to last up to 4 hours. I would kind of doubt that, but if I get like 2 or 3 hours out of it of continuous filming, I'd be pretty happy. That's kind of on par with about what I can get with my iPhone 14, and you can charge it with USB-C, so it charges really quick too. So if I had a power bank with me and I ran out of battery, I could charge it back up pretty quick. So that's my spiel. So Huntsville State Park is closed until tomorrow. So I'm only in Sam Houston National Forest, which is a twofer, 4417 and 10509. So again, I've never been down these trails other than the couple times I've shot videos here, but that wasn't on this trail and wasn't as far in. So I'm kind of just looking for an open place. I know where I can go to operate, but I just want to see what else is out there. So here's a good shot going from the dark and into the light. Look at the light, Carol Ann. Look at the light. So who knows? We'll see how that color looks. See, here's some logs. Like if this were clearer, this could be a good place to activate from, but it's kind of still mucked up. And like here's, like I can zoom with this, but that's what we get. We only get a 2-time zoom, and it's a digital zoom because it only has one lens, and it takes a little while. I have to like long press it, and then I can finally zoom in. Where on the iPhone, I can just push a button on the screen and it works. So who knows? But I don't know, is it worth the $600 or so I'm into this camera to get shots like this? I don't know, like I watch a lot of photography videos and all the stuff they do looks pretty cool. I don't know. I could do this with my iPhone too, but I don't know, just the idea of having a dedicated camera is appealing to me. So right here, this area, if you watched my video on the Vero VRN76, back there is where I dropped it in the water. And over there in the bushes is a cool place to play ham radio. It's a little bit of a clearing. I kept hiking on the trail we were on, but this isn't Huntsville State Park. It's just, we're just in the woods. So there's no water, and I'm always attracted to water, so I gotta be near the water. So I came back here, but this is a really cool area. The canopy breaks a little bit, so you can get a little more sunlight in here, which, you know, for videography kind of helps. So let's explore around here for a little bit. So this area is pretty cool. Like what we're walking on right now, when it rains, this all gets flooded and just turns into a river. Oh, look at this. We got a creepy spider there. Look at that guy. No, thank you. We'll go the other way. So, like I could actually operate from here, which I haven't done, but this might actually be a pretty comfortable place to operate. I like walking through here when it's not raining, but like there's logs and stuff to sit on. If we go back into the brush over there, I just end up sitting on the ground, which isn't quite as comfortable. So I don't know, maybe we'll set up. I brought the Dually 2.0 antenna I'll probably unlink the 40 meter and just run it as 20 meters, but I've got links for all the bands. And I've got my K at MRD signature POTA 20 with me. Ow, thorns. And the spike that Sean, Ham Radio Dude, makes. So I don't know. Maybe I'll set up here. I hate that this has a screen because you're supposed to look into the lens, and I always film on my iPhone that way so I'm not looking at the screen. But you always know when someone's looking at the screen and not the camera, because right now I'm looking at the camera, right now I'm looking at the screen, and I hate I hate when I see videos like that because they're not looking in the camera and it drives me nuts. So I gotta remember to not look in the screen there, but it's so tempting because it's right there. See? Now I'm talking to the screen, now I'm talking to the camera. Now I'm talking to the screen, now I'm talking to the camera. It's weird, I don't know. It's one of my bugaboos about videography, if we can call this videography. So let me take a gander and see if I can set up something here. Just walking over to a little bit different area. We were like right there, but it might be better over here because I'm liking like this kind of stream bed, but it's also like I feel I can get my mast up here, but I also want a log or something to sit my butt on. Something like that. Maybe that'll work. I think this can work. And I've got enough coax and clearance. I think I can get the antenna up and I can just have my radio bag like right here. So I think we're good, boys. The sun is that way, so I'm probably getting a little light on my good side, maybe not so much my bad side, but whatever. It's 4K. All right, let's see how this works. So here's my bag o' tricks. And I've got the Dually 2.0 in here, which is both a 49-to-1 and a 9-to-1. But I want to take off, because I'm not gonna run 40 meters, I'm gonna take off the 40 meter element and the 30 meter element because I've got links for two. So that's 40 meters. That's 41 feet. I forgot I have 41 feet or 43 feet. Something like that. I don't know how the heck I built this antenna. Watch the video. So that theoretically is 20 meters. So let's take that off. And yep, coil that back up. I feel that's right. Yeah, because that's 43 feet. And then that's the link for 30 meters. And then the rest of this is 40 meters. So I don't need any of this because I'm just gonna run 20. And don't even come at me with, oh, you could label your elements. Yeah, I could. But then I wouldn't have to struggle with remembering which link is which. And I'll just Velcro this guy back up. And let's carve out a path here. So I'm thinking I should be able to get up here with the mast. So I'm just gonna unwind all this wire and plop that there for now. And then I'm thinking this is a good spot to lay my stake. So this contraption unscrews and there's a spike in the middle. And this is the stainless steel spike that Sean has made. So this is like the new version. Screw that in and stick that into the ground, okay? Then I can extend my mast. Need to get the wire on here though. Clip the wire on, okay? And then hopefully get it up to where it's usable and doesn't get caught in trees. Which I think looks like we're gonna be able to do. All right, and take the bottom cap off. Put that in your pocket. And that goes right over the dude spike or murder spike, whatever you want to call it. I think we're good. And then maybe just maybe I can hang the feed point off of this new growth here. All right, and then I've got my coax, and we are good. So look at that. Not too shabby, huh? And then my radio is just over here. And I didn't quite get the coax thrown far out enough, but we should have just enough coax to reach. And boy, just barely do we. Maybe. Hey, that works. That works. So now I have the freedom to have a camera, a good camera theoretically, and still use my iPhone to log. So that's pretty cool. Okay, definitely not gonna be a long activation. The mosquitoes are out in force. Not terrible, but they're here, so I'm gonna do 10 and out and we'll see how she goes. Is the frequency in use? Kilo 8 Mike Romeo Delta. But I really love having this 891 man pack thing in the Armalot cage. I did a video about this. If you haven't seen it, you can take a look at. Just search my videos, you'll find it. It was pretty recent. Is the frequency in use? Kilo 8 Mike Romeo Delta. All right, so I don't hear anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and spot myself. Just like that. And we'll hit the auto record thing. See how she goes. Every time I look at this camera, I look at the screen and not the lens. There's a way to turn that front screen off, but it's also kind of nice to have a visual thing so you know if you're at least in frame and it's got the audio meter on there I can see. So fortunately I wear sunglasses most of the time, so you probably can't tell where I'm looking, but I know. That's what matters. I mean, you guys matter too, but I'm the one making this.
7 Sugar Delta.
Whoops. Kilo 7 Sugar Delta, good 5.9 into both parks.
Yeah, hey Mike, I got you about a 5x7 here, Phoenix, Arizona. Nice signal.
Roger the 5.7 in Phoenix, just pushing 100 watts with an NFET at you.
Yeah, cool. Well, hey, it's working for you. Have fun out there. Appreciate the 2 parks. 73.
Thanks so much for getting the log. 73 Kilo 8 Mike Romeo Delta, parks on the air.
Kilo Papa 3 Juliet.
Something Papa 3 Juliet.
Yep, Kilo Papa 3 Juliet.
Whoops. Kilo Papa 3 Juliet, you are 5x9 into Houston, Huntsville, Texas.
I go copy. You're 5x5 in Puerto Rico, Mike. 5x5, over.
Roger, 5-5, Puerto Rico. Thanks for the contact, 73.
73.
That was 10 in 4 minutes, 20 seconds. QRZ, Kilo 8 Mike Romeo Delta.
Bravo, Mike Tango.
73. All right, kids, I gotta go QRT. The mosquitoes are getting me. Thanks everyone for hunting. And 73 K8MRD is QRT. Who is it? Well, I always got time for you. K6YYL, maybe a 3344, somewhere in that area. Roger that, Kim. Thanks. Have a great evening. 73. All right, now I'm really QRT. K8MRD. Just like that. Just like that. Oh, yeah. And then I can put that there. So how was that for you? Is this wide angle lens, like it probably looks kind of far away, but I mean, as far as the activation went, where the heck is the summary? Somewhere. 24 QSOs, 9 minutes, 42 seconds, and my internet is so bad out here, I don't have a cool map to show you. So I'll have to do that when I get home, but I'll overlay it here to see where I got out. I mean, this isn't about the antenna or what I'm doing with ham radio. This video is about, do I like filming with an action camera in 4K 60? I like 60 frames a second. I just like how smooth it is when you zoom. I like when people are doing like 24 or 30 frames a second, something like that. I can tell the jitteriness. I can see it. It's weird. It's not smooth. You know, all these cinematographers are like motion blur, motion blur. I don't want motion blur. I want, when I pan, to see what my eyes see, and my eyes aren't blurry, so I don't know. So there we are, that's the video. That's the, what am I using? Here, let's get the sun in there. That's the Action 5. It's certainly more convenient than shooting on my cell phone, I'll tell you that much. So we'll see what happens when I get home and edit and how long these files are, and I'll flash them up here so you know, or how big the files are. I suspect they're gonna be pretty big. I bet just this shot alone from the whole activation is probably gonna be about 15 gigs, I'm gonna guess. Maybe a little bit more than that. So who knows? But that's all we got for today. I'm still looking at the damn screen and it's even off, so. Let me know, what do you think of the new camera? I don't know, we'll see. It matters what I think of the new camera. So, all right, that's all we got, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching Ham Radio 2. My name is Mike, K8MRD. We'll see you next time, 73.